Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's, and if you're new here, welcome. We hope you'll consider subscribing, and everyone else, thank you for coming back to watch this episode of my homemade Parkinson's vibration gloves, the mistake I have made. I'm going to go into that mistake in the next section of this video and tell you how I've made it over and over and over again, but also near the end of the video, I will show you my glove setup version 5.0, and I really think this is the one, I hope this is the one that's going to stick, but we shall see. So we have a lot of exciting and interesting information to get to, so let's get right to it. Good vibration. Good. Every time I just think about the Parkinson's gloves and vibrating technology, I always think about that Beach Boys song. But yeah, we want good vibrations and not bad vibrations, because the bad vibrations are the problems that I've been dealing with every set of vibration gloves I had. With version 1, I didn't realize I had it, but it was there. Version 1 mainly failed because the wires kept breaking. Version 2, it was there, but the bigger problems were that the pipes were too small for my fingers. Version 3, it was definitely there with that red vibrating pipe. And version 4 never got off the ground because as soon as we turned it on, we're like, same problem again. But it was like, what do I do, right? All my decisions were motivated by desperation. Desperation in needing something to help adjust my oncoming symptoms. Basically push them back a little bit and keep them under control. Every decision I made was based on emotion because overstimulation problems, when they started, would become very painful. And the worst one was and is still lockjaw. When my jaw just tightens up and it keeps compressing and compressing. I mean, I had a couple of cavities that broke that needed fixing because the lockjaw was so bad. So it just wasn't the lockjaw that was causing me pain. It was going to the dentist to get these cavities fixed at all. And one time I had a big scare. I was on my own. Haley wasn't around. And the lockjaw went on for like 90 minutes. It was hard to breathe. That's when I was like, I'm never going to use a glove system again that I know causes overstimulation. But then it came to the point I was like, what am I going to do? And a friend told me about this, what the overstimulation problem was. When I put on a glove, no matter what kind of fabric it is, if the motor's in the end on your finger vibrating, it's going to vibrate that entire fabric or whatever I'm using to mount the gloves into. So I'm going to get an overload of symptoms, and it's like someone's yelling at you at the top of their lungs for like 2 weeks straight. That must be my brain's interpretation of it. Later on in the day, the brain would be like, no, we're going to send everything out that isn't a good vibration. And that's kind of what's been happening to me. It's been 1 year of overstimulation issues again and again and again. And I did look back. The first video I published about this topic was June 2023. For nearly a year, I've been dealing with this overstimulation problems. And yes, the other gloves did work to a certain point. But they would always reach that point, and then I would have problems. And it came to a climax with the version 3 gloves. That was when the lockjaw came on something fierce, and I'm like, I didn't even connect it with the little red vibrating tubes that my friend Trevor and I made. I never did make that connection. The other main overstimulation problem arises from, so if I look at my hands, on the inside of my fingers, there's that little pad. There's that little soft pad. That's where the vibration is supposed to go into, I'm told. And the amount of vibration that goes into there is supposed to be very small, like basically a pinprick. So when I have this rocking and rolling cell phone vibrator just buzzing away on there and buzzing all the fabric and everything else that's mounted on my hand, it just causes that massive overload. Versions 1 through 4 have been causing me that major overstimulation problem. And it's only on version 5 that Trevor and I basically finally put together was what I call the Parkinson's vibration towers, because the little cell phone vibration motors are mounted on top of the tower, and there is a small little piece of wood glued to the top so that I only receive a very small amount of vibration. For once, it feels really good. It doesn't feel tainted. It doesn't feel overloading. The idea of the little tower is that weight of that tower absorbs some of the vibration because the little cell phone motor can't move it. And I don't understand the math or the physics behind it. It's way over my head. But then only a small amount of vibration comes up through that little piece of wood. And that way, for the first time, I get a clean vibration pattern doing what it's supposed to do. And yes, the results, as with all the other gloves, have been initially very good. And I will report back in probably about a month, and hopefully things are still going well. But that's where I'm at. I made all these decisions on emotion, desperation, just because in my situation, I was told there is nothing else that we have that can help you, Dave. I don't know if I'll ever be able to calm that desperation because it's always out there, or it's always at the forefront of my mind. I gotta find something that works because I would like to keep living. I would like to keep doing stuff. I mean, there are so many fun things to do in my lifetime. I would like to continue to do them. Thank you for taking this journey together with me. Thank you for watching and subscribing and liking. If you have a comment or question, leave it below, and I will do my best to answer all your comments. I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.